new
Yeah.
because
What did you learn new one?
Just reinforce some, like, you're like, yes.
like little tiny things that I would never think of.
Like, for example,
Like a hardware store.
All right.
Or something.
what hardware store?
They talked about a hardware store and tools or borrowing, like if you, like if we had a tractor here and I wanted to use a tractor, then is it benefiting other people or is it just benefiting me? So
to me, it was, that was the ethics. Yeah, if there was,
I'm going to take
there
gifts.
Oh, right. We are looking for there was some repairs, and my daughter has a repair shop.
Yes.
And I am in charge of hiring somebody.
Oh yeah, that's very clear.
Can I employ my daughter? Is it ethical or not?
I think we should start our meeting.
Yep.
Like,
Hello.
Okay, so start the meeting.
All right, we're going to start the meeting like 3 after 4 or something like that.
4:03 sounds good.
So we're going to go back to the last meeting because I was the only one here. Michelle and I were the only ones that were here. So we didn't really have a meeting. So I just doubled up on it. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're going to read February minutes of meeting of minutes.
February.
We just have March. Yeah. So
February, March.
Now, do we have the financial? Oh, yes, we do financial report.
yes, Mr. Principal. You need that?
No, I don't. It's Sandy probably. Or I don't.
Someone. Okay. The financials. Okay, that's- Did you get a copy of the librarian's report, Tara? Oh, you have 2. Mike, should we be sending these to you, the librarian's report?
You can. I'd love to know what you're doing, but you don't have to. But
None of your business.
Okay, well, so long as everybody's happy with the library, it's kind of I stay out of it.
No, well, I used to send them. I only asked because I used to send them to Noah. So I wasn't sure if that was something I should just.
You can send them. I mean, if you're sending them out, go ahead and send them to me. That way,
Okay.
I'm aware of what you guys are doing. If somebody asks me,
I understand those before.
Yes. Mine is coming.
So is this also recorded for others if somebody wants to watch?
Yes.
Does it tell us when someone zooms in?
But
Yeah, it usually says someone's in the waiting room.
until now,
No one ever does.
I could see myself, which I don't really was happy about it, but now where we are.
Well, now we're just looking to look at Mike.
He's probably seeing us.
I'm logging into that computer to see why it's not showing the video.
So, anyway, let's proceed with the meeting.
There you go.
Sir? Okay. Okay.
So we need to make a motion to accept the minutes of the March meeting. So I'm making the motion. Somebody has to
Yep,
second.
I'll second.
I don't vote. Okay. I'm not the
I'll
board.
get the hang of this.
I'm not the board.
Now, financial report now. What is the balance now, Tara? What is the current balance?
$30,948.06.
Okay, that's it. Because previous one was 33,668, so it's like 3,000 less.
Spending. Yeah.
Spending.
We're going to use all of our money.
Always so much.
We need to make a motion.
To do the,
Yeah.
for the bills that you guys did the
So I'll make a
invoices.
motion to accept the town clerk's transaction report.
Second.
Your agenda.
Oh, I was just so sorry. Communication with citizens?
Well, actually, what do we do about Michelle Osborne?
That's, yeah.
This needs to be done. It's been over half a year. She didn't show up. Janet told her somewhere privately, it's not the way to do it, in the Kingdom Market. Will you come? Will you not? We know that she will not.
I'm not sure if this is an executive session.
Yeah, maybe
Of conversations
That's what I think.
instead of
When we mentioned
talking
people's
names.
What are we talking about? I mean, what's the
We
topic?
have a board member that's been unable to attend meetings for quite a while. But they don't want to step down necessarily.
Well, and that wouldn't be an executive. That wouldn't be to qualify for executive session. There's only certain things that qualifies for. But
Okay.
I'm just wondering, do you guys have any kind of bylaws or anything for the library trustees?
Well,
The trustees probably do. I'm not aware. I've never had that happen. So
Because we could see if there is a set of bylaws for it, it should state you can only miss so many meetings or you're off.
right. And I don't know if that's like through the Department of Libraries, which sets our, that, or if that's a town
so let's assume
thing.
that in.
I don't
in
know.
bylaw-
Let me check on that.
Okay,
Because we're like libraries, we're, kind of governed by like the Department of Libraries, but then also, we're a municipal library, so we definitely fall under the town, whatever
so
the
you,
town is.
so you will check if in the bylaws says clearly that, for example, if you are missing 5 meetings in a row, you have to be dispelled or removed from the board. You will check
It
for
should
that.
say, I mean, I would imagine there's some kind of bylaws for that. There's got to be something that governs
Yeah.
the trustee board, and that would be in there. It would say, you can only, if you miss a certain number of meetings or, a certain percentage of meetings that, the board can just terminate your.
Yeah.
So-
Well, because sometimes it's a matter of not having a quorum, you don't have a quorum, so.
Well, doesn't everyone have to,
Be keeping track of that because she should not get because I assume you guys get a stipend for being on the library trustees.
Yes.
Hers would be reduced by the number of meetings she misses. She should not get the full stipend.
Yeah, and I'm
She
not
is-
sure what the stipend is. I mean, you've been on the board for a
Well,
long
I've been,
time.
but I always
350.
yeah, and I missed definitely at least one meeting last year, and I got everything. But in general, we were
I mean,
all.
I don't think the town is like hardcore on that. If you miss a meeting or two, it's fine. But when somebody is like legitimately not coming,
No,
Leave of
any of the
absence
meetings, they
almost.
shouldn't get
Yeah.
paid the same as people who do come to the
Yeah.
meetings.
well, but it's even not a matter of that. It's been at least half a year that she's not coming. Half a year.
When did I first come on? It was,
I don't remember
I
now.
think we were September.
yeah, and she was there for that one meeting.
That's right. She probably, downstairs she was on few.
Yeah, when we moved upstairs, yeah.
But anyway, we need more than 3 people, and it cannot drag forever like that. So if we have any bylaw for next meeting, if we have any bylaw, but then maybe it says that you will have to write the letter on behalf. If not, then we probably will have to come up with.
Now everyone has to watch the ethics video and then pass the test. And if the person, like the people that have been on the board, their deadline was the end of April. And new people,
Correct.
it's end of May. So if anyone doesn't, submit
And
that they took the test, then what happens?
We can remove them. I mean, there are ways. We can figure out a way. Just let me make sure what's
Yeah.
the best procedure for that.
Right.
Because
We
I'm
want
not
to do
sure.
it in a nice way,
Yes.
like.
Yes.
not-
Yes. But it's been dragging, and we've been talking to her in the market, but
I like that painting.
it's not the way to do it. So we have to do it.
Let's be nice.
Yes.
Yeah, professional way, and it needs to either this way
Well,
or
you know,
that way.
if she just can't do it, then she just needs to resign because, you know,
And
there is something that goes along with being on the
health
board.
issue that this
Right.
is. Okay, so, well, that would be next meeting. We'll continue with that problem.
I'll send it to Sandy there. I'll email her what I find out.
Thank you.
Okay. Another communication. When you send us agenda,
Mhm.
it used to be, and of course, you know, I hate to say used to be because I used to be young and beautiful, but now I only and previous when like Sandy was here, she would always ask, please confirm that you received that email and please confirm if you will be able to attend the meeting. And there was always sent to reply all to all of us. So we really knew ahead of that, let's say this a week, 10 days, that, well, first of all, you know.
Well, I'm
if I
lucky
re-
if I'm gonna get it out in 5 days.
But
Quite
no.
honestly.
But
So you want people to reply, I would not
well,
recommend that you reply all though.
well, yes, because you're sending email to all. You're not sending just to me. You're
Right.
sending to the, and I read, and actually there's nothing. It's only I can see that it's agenda and agenda for this meeting. And I actually wrote, did you receive my email? I
did not look. I'm sorry.
I did. I saw your comment. Yeah.
Yes, because I click reply all and I would be there.
Mhm.
Because quite often in the past, we kind of knew a few days ahead that there would be only two of us. Because
If something came up.
people would respond, I cannot come, whatever.
Yeah.
That was our last meeting.
It was.
So that would, I think,
Maybe
improve
like a
our,
calendar invite rather that you can either accept or deny, and then you put the reason on it to
well,
your Outlook calendar.
no, you have to, well, you have to send us the agenda.
Mhm.
So what is the big deal at that one sentence? Confirm your availability. How you
Yep, I'll
pronounce
put, please apply.
And
Apply.
if you are able to make it. And then that definitely will help.
Can do.
Okay,
Okay.
but the last one, I mean, we didn't get replies.
No,
Yeah.
I applied because I just decided what.
Oh, you did, you were sick.
So everyone read the librarian's report.
Mhm.
You want to know what's going on, Mike? Since you don't have a librarian's report?
Well,
Would that be
sure.
reading the entire thing?
Yeah, you don't have to read me the whole thing.
We had in March, we had 378 visits. In April, we had 334 visits. In March, we did leprechauns with Head Start. We hosted a sign language class. It was our most attended program so far with all the homeschool families, which was really great. The auxiliary, we helped at the auxiliary with their Easter party. We did that. We had a stuffy sleepover. Bruce finished our closet in the back room. So there's been some, work going on at the library. We have our Where's Miss Linda event going on. There's about 10 pictures of Linda.
How's that been going?
Slow, but sometimes it takes people a minute. Linda Damiani, her pictures all are over town. We have, if you find her picture, tell us. There's drawings for free, like Kingdom Market, Essex House, and 3 branches have provided gift cards for that.
I sent her a private message and said, I wonder where you're hanging out at.
Yeah, she was so into it. She brought a whole bag of props for her photo shoot. We thought we would take one picture, and she said, "Oh no." She had crowns and teacups and stuff. Like, she was into it. So I hope that people, we keep sharing it. Yeah, it's only been up for a few days. So people are going to do it. Yeah. So basically, we have the Legion party. We gave out poppy seeds, pots with poppy seeds, because poppies are the Legion's, the flower. There was some leftover ones, so they're going to keep them for Memorial Day and give them out. I said, make sure you tell them it's from the library.
That's right.
It's from
Spread
us.
the word.
We have we're planning a kids painting event June 21st with Mercy Manning. So it's basically everything but a paintbrush painting event. So we're hoping to do it in the pavilion outside because we don't want to get paint in the gym or in the library. So, yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on in general at the library.
Well, I make a motion to approve the librarian's report from April, May.
Yeah, I will make a motion to second it. And I will second it, not make a motion.
Yeah, that's my,
Okay,
yeah, those are
I
the
think
two.
I moved it.
I know, it's toasty. Toasty, toasty.
I don't think we have any other
Other info from
information from me or the assistant.
Old business.
Oh, why?
New business, just the ethics
Yeah.
training.
Yeah, so I just got that link, received it, so I will complete that before the end of the
Okay,
month.
yeah, it says submit a certificate, but there isn't.
There's an email, you just email
There's an
Heather,
email.
like, yeah, her,
Yeah.
it's like select board two,
Okay.
her email's on there,
That's
yeah.
why within like 5 minutes after completing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you, yeah, and then they forward, it says if you want to share it, and yes, we do, we just want to make sure
Okay.
we're sharing it.
And do.
So,
Okay, anything else? New business? We have Mike?
yeah, Mike,
Yeah, me. Yay.
hey,
I'm actually coming for something different, but I will tell you, I did tell Bruce not to try avoid replacing any more light bulbs in the library if we can avoid it.
are we trying to
Because,
transition to LEDs or?
well, yeah, well, the thing is, we've got the MERP grant, which covers the town hall building, which is going to pay for LED lighting every place that doesn't have it. And we'll upgrade any, because he said there's some old ones in there that are failing.
There was really dark in there that I was like, oh, we need a headlamp. Like it's dark.
Yes.
It's dark in here.
And
So we have old people.
so when you're hounding him, just know that I told him, I'm like, as little as you can
Yeah.
get by with, because we're going to be putting that out to bid very
Yeah.
shortly here.
We
so,
have a whole box of like the big fluorescent bulbs that I believe he's still using in the big overhead lighting.
okay.
And surprisingly, like I don't think he's had to buy any light bulbs. Like we've been using all the stuff that we still had in the library for like 20 years. Like the library is 20 years old. Yeah. So, the only new thing that Bruce did was build our closet. You have to come look at it. It's fantastic.
In the midst of it when the.
Yes. It makes sense now.
No
So,
more western
okay.
door.
No more Western door. We got rid of the saloon doors.
Spencer loved that.
There's no saloon doors in the library.
So the actual reason I came was to talk about staffing. So I'm sure you guys know we've been using Katie, has been working for the town offices upstairs 16 hours a week. We would like to increase her to 20, which would, I think, cut into what she's at the library. She does not want to give up her library position. And so, I mean, her pay when she's working for us does not get billed to the library. So that's the first thing. I need to make sure you guys are okay with that if we do that. And then Mike Testu came to me as a select board member and said that he had talked with Michelle. Sorry that you're
Yes, I'm
sitting
sorry
there.
about that. That was not my intention.
I know that she would like to pick up a couple more hours. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
said,
Well-
I'm fine with it, but that is a library trustee's decision.
Yeah. So I currently work 33 hours. I'm fine with Katie doing her hours, but sometimes it just takes me and I'm fine sitting at the desk, but it kind of takes me away from some of the other things. So I'm only asking for like 2 or 3 more hours.
I think it makes sense.
Right. So,
based on what Katie's.
because sometimes I can't do other things at can't do those things at the desk that I would do in the, because you're in the it's public.
I sometimes I can take the door. I understand.
Yeah. And the library is kind of set up where I don't there is kind of a door there, but there's not really a private space in the library. Like the director's desk used to be in the back where that closet is now. Why anyone wanted to be near the bathroom, I don't know.
Not the best.
So yeah, but anyway, I'm fine with all the hours. And I told her as long as it, Katie and I talk about our schedule, all the events coming up, so she's available for all like, like when Head Start comes and when we have other events. So those are, like, yes, I really need you here for that.
Priority stuff.
Yeah. And the other times, like, okay, let's be flexible because why not?
It work. Right.
And it's good for me to sit at the desk because then I don't lose that skill.
Well, and you can kind of
Either.
see too.
Yeah, I get a
What's
better
going on,
sense of
who's
what's
coming
happening.
in.
Yeah.
That-
So, but I just think with maybe a couple more hours, a few more hours for me, that allows her to do that work as well. And then we all have what we need.
We want, let's say 2-3 more hours, and Katie will have how many hours?
Well, she works, 24 at the library, but it's going to depend on how often, right? She's being used up here.
We well, and it kind of depends. It's a little fluxy still because right now I'm an interim town manager. My position could go away tomorrow, and they could hire somebody, and then that's why Katie is not giving up her library position because
Right,
there's no
But right
guarantee
now she could,
that the position she's got will stick. If
Yeah.
they hire somebody from the outside, they may have a whole different idea of how they want to run town. So.
And Katie's fine with them going, doing.
Yeah, as long as she has, she just likes, wants to make sure that she has enough hours, to pay, to have a little, yes.
Yeah.
So, and if it's a few less hours at the library and more hours upstairs, that's fine too. She has up to 24 hours to work at the library. If it's less, because she's doing more there, I'm fine with, she puts in however many hours she actually worked at the library.
And I would not pull her out, more than, 3 to 4, it's like
Right. Yeah.
20 hours is about all we want to pull her out right now.
Yeah.
She would work
like
upstairs.
Mondays, I think like Mondays, right? And Wednesday mornings,
That's
she's
right.
been up here upstairs. But then sometimes there's other things, that she might need to take care of that she really can't take care of, again, at the library, at the desk. So, and when you're at the desk, you can't get away.
Yeah. No, I get that.
People, whole stuff.
Chatty.
Yes.
So is Betty able to step in more if needed?
Betty doesn't do as many things as Katie does. Katie's me when I'm not there. I've not given Betty any more responsibilities other than I love that she's my Saturday person and I love that she's our fill-in. People love her. She loves it. I don't know that she could do
What
More
Katie is
the-
doing.
what Katie's doing.
Stuff.
Yes. So, but Betty's always happy to fill in that way. And I think that's just kind of where I want to leave.
Well, as long as Katie doesn't suffer on her work in library, because she's really good,
Yes.
and she needs her time. If that extra hours don't interfere with her library, then
Yeah. And she and I talk about it a lot. And I just want to make sure that she's fine with it, that she's comfortable, and right now it seems like, like,
what makes sense.
yeah, she's just trying to figure out, all the upstairs. She knows all the downstairs stuff. She's trying to figure out the upstairs.
And the upstairs stuff is tough. I mean, for one thing, one of my select board members is
I
calling.
don't know. We're like, what happened? Yeah, so we just thought this would be a good, way for us to both, be able to do.
Does it change the
everything.
budget at all?
It probably, I mean, her hours upstairs are coming out of Noah's budget line items, so that's not going to affect the budget any because she
Mine
doesn't
will
make
come
what
out
Noah
of-
made.
Be a little extra,
will be paid
But
from
only
two
the
sources.
hours.
She's
Yeah.
paid the library and then she's paid differently. I don't know, because I
Right.
personally don't know what she makes hourly.
Okay.
When she does the other job. I know that she's underpaid at what she does
Mhm.
at the
And that is-
library.
That is another discussion that we will need to have as we get
Yes.
closer to the end of the year, because
Yeah.
actually Heather brought it up to me that we need to look at the library staff salaries,
Yeah.
kind of like we do with all of the town staff. Every few years, we
Yeah.
look at the VLCT report when it comes out and say, okay, are we still where we're supposed to be?
Right.
And I mean, road crew was kind of like that, last year in that, yes, they, what we do for raises doesn't necessarily keep pace with what everybody else is paying.
Right.
And so our problem with the road crew is they wanted that change in July, which you can't really change, like major changes in July. You have to do it at budget time because the voters have authorized this budget.
Yeah. Well, and that's what we've said, that we have to wait until budget time, closer to
Right.
budget time to start
I
talking,
don't think
having
that
those
this
conversations.
2 or 3 hours is going to make enough of a difference in the budget that it's
That's
going to
right.
matter.
Yeah, I'm already getting benefits, so it's not like we're adding.
It's not messing with your, like, the way you accumulate any
Right, yeah.
CPO time or your insurance
Right.
benefits, nothing.
Right.
I think it makes sense then.
So if you guys are okay with it, we'll proceed with that, and we'll just kind of, I'm flexible on that,
The other thing is that I have submitted my, all the rest of my courses for my certificate of public librarianship. So I'm just waiting to hear back from the coordinator. So once that's done, and like this was a, thing from Noah before, that I'm supposed to get an increase.
Because you're
Right,
more
right.
educated.
Right, because it was a stipulation of my being hired. I have to complete this. I don't need a degree, but just a certificate.
Yeah.
So that's coming, so I'm just waiting to hear back. We can only submit twice a year. So I've submitted, and I'm pretty certain that I've gotten
you
all my
pass?
credits. I think so. I think I know everything about libraries. If I don't know, I'll just make it up.
Fake it till you make it.
But no, other than that, I think that's, as far as Katie, like, we work really well together. So
Can we make a motion on this? Or we're just good?
if there's no objections, I don't think we really have to. It's not like we're really making any major change, but I think we should have your feedback on it. I don't agree that, the town manager should be making these decisions and the library has to live with it. I would want your guys in, if you
That's
had a
why we have a
problem with
board.
it, we would, right. That's why we have a board. And
I think we should write it in that it's okay with us to give you 2-3 more hours, and for Katie go upstairs for an additional whatever hours. And then what? Well,
Right.
I
Okay.
think it should be in there.
Yeah, we've, like, Katie and I, like I said, have worked it out. So if she, says, hey, I need to be up here, or I need to go do this, do you mind? Like, yeah, she can actually leave the library, come up and do work out, so she's not doing it at library, that's the tricky part, right? You don't want to be doing that work on library time.
right.
It's
And
right.
then we've told that with her. And that was part of the stipulation that, when they gave me the interim town manager job, was that Katie had to be upstairs in that office. I don't know why, but that was part of the stipulation with that. So that's why she has to be upstairs a certain number of hours a week.
Yeah, because we just don't have if we had a private room, if we had an area for her at the library that she could even work at, but I think it makes, more sense
Separated.
to be separate. If it's separate, it's separate.
Well, bottom
It
line,
is.
like we
Most
said,
of what we have her working on is not time. It doesn't have to be at a specific time. It's not like she's
Right.
tied to a specific timetable normally.
It's just her trying to figure out how she fits, how it works.
Well, no matter what, we know the library will be in good hands. So the
Yes.
library is protected either way.
Yes,
She's your
so-
backup.
Yeah, and Betty, like I said, is fantastic.
Yeah.
At our filling in and doing what she's doing. I think that's really where we want to keep her right now.
It's great to see on Saturday.
Yes.
Cracks us right up.
Yes, she loves it.
Do you guys have anything you need from me, or that you're going to be looking for this year that I should know about, that I can start steering things towards while I'm here?
Yeah.
Guys.
No, we don't think we've gotten that
Working on
that far yet.
we have a meeting. I know this guy. Oh, okay, never mind.
Just took her. She's all caught up.
He's new.
I'm new. Yeah, I just started.
No, just like,
that's my story that I'm telling right now. I'm working on all this FEMA stuff that is a disastrous mess. And I told Teresa, I said, I can't get the portal to work. She goes, just tell them your new staff.
I just think as the year goes on, like towards budget, like I would like to see Katie make maybe a little bit more. I think that she's, when I had that job, I wasn't allowed to I wasn't given the opportunity by my boss.
Yeah.
to do the things, but I don't feel that way. I feel that Katie or the assistant should do all the
You
things
can delegate and.
that I do because if I'm not there, she can do all those things and she's fantastic at it. And I will fight anyone who tries to take her away from us. I will fight you.
I have a bigger budget than you do.
So yeah. So maybe that is my only, for her, like, I know, like, I'm already, like, we got our cost of living and I'm getting an increase. I could probably, if so be it when all that gets reviewed, if I'm due and, a different kind of increase, great.
When
But
does that come up?
for budget, it's
Yeah.
later in the year.
I'll probably come to you guys in like October.
Yeah.
If I'm still in this role, I may not be in this role anymore. And then it'll be up to whoever the next person is.
We
So.
just got an increase in our budget last year. We asked for a little bit more money. So I just want to make sure that we're actually spending, all of that we're utilizing
I
all
don't
that
think,
because
does that
We can go
cover your
shopping.
salaries come out of that?
no,
I didn't think so.
no, that's just the appropriation we get from,
Right. That's what I
which
thought.
hadn't been updated in like 10 years. So we asked for like very small $3,000. But we've been very lucky over the last few years to get really good donations from like the Terrell Foundation, from Cliff Foundation, and just from patrons, like just arbitrarily will give us like, here's $500.
Oh, wow.
So, but we want to spend it well, like we're,
Yeah.
but we just
For the
make sure that we're
community.
spending our budget so we don't, then it's not a
That
question of
makes
like, why,
sense.
yeah.
Right. Why did we need this? if
Yeah.
we're not Utilizing it. We're just sitting on it.
Right. But, and you guys are, everybody, you're welcome to come to the library. You have questions, just come see what we're doing.
Good.
Awesome.
Open
That's
book.
all I got.
An open book.
I think that's it.
Thank you, Mike.
Sometime we have to work on
Thank you.
policy.
Policy. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I did.
And then he's gonna check and see if there's bylaws.
Yes.
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
we just have to find
I'll
out.
check on that. I'll
Yeah.
talk to Teresa and Joel because they would know probably from
Yeah.
years gone by.
There is on the Department of Libraries, in their niche academy, they call it, there is a whole trustees
Oh.
course. It's all free, anything, that's all the courses I took for the Department of Libraries, to get my certificate were all free.
What's that called?
It's, if you just go to the Vermont Department of Libraries under continuing education,
Okay.
it's their niche academy, or just type in like trustee, trustees, and there's a whole section on how to be a trustee, what to do, and, so there might be more information in there about like that kind of stuff.
So,
You want the financial statement for your.
We're done
Okay.
housekeeping. Yeah.
I'm out of here. Bye, guys.
Bye, Mike, thank you.
Hey, I make a motion to adjourn this meeting at
Oh, now it's
Yay.
second?
conveniently.
There we
cut off.
are.
Yeah, when you have someone zooming in, it depends on what you're
Well,
using,
I'm
but
happy
usually there's
about
like a
that.
little.
Yeah, and it will
Yeah.
say they'll have like, so yeah, I think